Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of a BioShock. In the last episode we started making our way through Olympus Heights as we look for the cure to Fontaine's current mind control, which is essentially lowering our health up to the point of, well, probably death. So we probably should stop that, which means we need to enter here. So we had the paparazzi. The paparazzi told us that Fontaine changed the keypad to 5744, and now we can take the elevator up.
One life is to save the world entire. I made a place for the children here, but it is you who are their savior. Will you stop here, or will you deliver them from this terrible city at long last?
So, here's Fontaine's place. And we gotta be careful because of splicers and all sorts of shit that's going on here. Okay, you. Take care of that thuggish. Shot you. Get rid of you. There we go, finally. That was not great, but got through it, These are the important things. Okay. There is a health station there which we can use as a security camera. We can hear it rattling about, and a turret hidden just beyond there, just to be extra nice to us. So we should hack the turret, and we do trigger the security, but that could actually be a good thing. What it means is that we can actually go over here, just trigger the alarm, and then we get 2 free security bots, essentially. Take care of that leadhead. Yeah, I was not paying attention. Okay, so let's get out the crossbow. Because naturally, obviously, a crossbow is the strongest weapon in the game. Take care of the camera. Lovely. Okay, there should be, we would think, there should be some security bots around here, but I don't know. I can't see any, which is sad. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. We'll have you. Come join me. Leadhead is down. Sweet. Doesn't look like there's a second one, so that is fine. So, let's go into Fontaine's apartment. Sweet. So we see Fontaine's.
These sad saps. They come to Rapture thinking they're gonna be captains of industry. But they all forget that somebody's gotta scrub the toilets. What an angle they gave me. I hand these mugs a cot and a bowl of soup, and they give me their lives. Who needs an army when I got Fontaine's home for the poor?
So we start to see more of how Fontaine sort of was gaining his control through the city. Gaining his influence. And the ability to actually stand up to Ryan. We do have a little sister. You need to remember that. So, we'll head up through this way first. We see a file cabinet, that's nothing. Okay, so, another turret. We'll just shock it and hack it. Lovely. You're now my friend. A pool table. Alas, we cannot play on it. A safe. What's inside here? We have some liquid nitrogen, some E-hypos, and some money. Again, I don't really use like liquid nitrogen is useful in certain places. It's just not the chemical thrower as a whole, aside from electric gel, just doesn't really do nearly enough of what you'd want it to do, I find. There's once more we see that have hit the second side, and we see the gene bank, and then we have some traps we will dispose of. Lovely, which gives us the desk, which gives us an enzyme sample, also gives us electric flesh 2, which means that we now deal much more damage when we lose electricity. We take much less damage when we are hit by electricity. Lots of really good things. We also find lot 192, which, as you can see, has stopped the...
Yes, the compound is taking hold. The effects of the mental suggestion are now gone, but there will certainly be side effects.
So, there we go. So, we have side effects, which essentially means that our plasmids are now unstable. What that means is that we can't control what plasmids we use, which naturally has its flaws. It's not ideal. So as Tenenbaum says, we need to find a second dosage in order to actually...
Lab in the Artemis Suite. In there, no doubt there will be more of this lot 192.
So if I just check the map... Okay, everything looks fine. We've been everywhere, essentially, is what it's saying. So yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay, so we actually get access to plasmids that we don't even have, which is pretty damn awesome. So we can actually hopefully get the chance to showcase some plasmids that maybe we wouldn't usually be able to, such as Winter Blast 3 here, which allows us to freeze enemies for a very long amount of time. They still do not drop. There is a lot of good ammo in that trunk. They still do not drop loot, which is still a little frustrating, but it's incredibly valuable as a plasmid. So we now get Target Dummy, which is a plasmid I'm tempted to get. It's very useful towards the end of the game, because obviously it just you know, distracts enemies from attacking you, which is never going to be a bad thing. And it certainly has its uses. Oh, shoot. That machine is certainly not friendly to you in the game. You are wrong. Not ideal, that's much better, that's what we want. We'll just deactivate you. Shoot you. Come on. There we go, beautiful. So we get that, we can reactivate you, so can I give us 2 or just the one? Just the one. The other one obviously got shot down. Okay, so we will heal and then we will destroy the health station for a health pack, because naturally that's how it works. So we get access to the Enraged Plasmid, which we've already had a audio diary about back in all that time ago when we were talking about back in Medical Pavilion, the second area. There was one there, which was really cool. So I mean, what this does tell me is that it would probably be much better from a game perspective for us to essentially do everything around this area before you actually get the lot 1 and 2 and actually start getting this unstable plasmid sort of structure. I completely forgot that this was a thing, but now remembering that it is means that this is something that we probably shouldn't, you know, necessarily mess around with. It's certainly not necessarily going to be super helpful all the time. Oh, thank goodness. You could actually at least go up one. Sweet. Okay, so there. There. Give me something good, give me something good. Yes. Beautiful, okay. Now, I really want some electric gel. I also want some auto hack tools, so I'll get 2 of those. I'll get 4 electric gel. So we have too much electric gel, that's fine. The reason I want the electric gel is obviously it is our best weapon against Big Daddies, and we are going to face off against our second Big Daddy of this area very soon. And once we fight off against him, we're then going to have a third. I think there are another 2 Big Daddies in Artemis, but there may only be 1, which is sort of like the secondary area to this area. So we get Hypnotized Big Daddy 2, which isn't going to be too useful to us. We do actually have the little sister here, so let's take care of this Big Daddy. Electric Gel is still ridiculously useful, as you can see. Boom. And we can just deal with that. Lovely. Okay, little sister, we need to rescue you. Okay, that gives us another little sister. Lovely. That's 2 of this area. Now, back to being a lovely young girl. We will help that out. Get that. Seems like there's a bunch of enemies around here that have been destroyed by my missile turret, which is always good news. So we now have Insect Swarms 3, which is a really interesting plasmid. It's a plasmid where you throw bees at enemies. And what more could you want? Like, just send them absolutely terrified of the swarm of angry bees that you throw at them. Gotta love the bees. Essentially, it distracts the enemies, it makes them panic, it means that they won't attack you. As far as I'm aware, they do take damage over time, but it's not particularly large, and stuff like that. As we get the classic telekinesis back. So the only other thing we have to do around this area is actually deal with Cohen. So if you keep Cohen alive up to this point, you will now get the chance to interact with him once more by going into his apartment.
I hear your wings flapping in my home. Flip, flap, flip, flap, flip, flap. Come into the light, little moth. Come in.
Now, it's incredibly useful doing this, mainly because there is, the most important thing I would suggest is that there is a Power to the People machine in here, which allows you to upgrade your weapons, and if you want to upgrade all your weapons, you can't miss any Power to the People machines, so you do need this one. As we get Cyclone Trap, which is a plasmid which you place on the floor, an enemy walks into it, they get flung up into the air, like that. They take damage from the ceiling and all that sort of stuff. So what's actually useful about this is that it seems every time we get a change in our plasmid, we actually get the best plasmid possible, which is pretty generous actually of them, given that I have not spent any Adam on improving my plasmid yet. Okay, so we have 2 splices here dancing. Essentially, what happens here is that if you in any way interrupt them, so if you shoot the splices, if you, I think even if you play music to sort of interrupt their dance, then Cohen will come down and will attack us. And he comes down from...
I see you're still testing your wings, little moth. Stay and enjoy the dance. But don't dare rattle their rhythm.
So as he says, do not dare rattle their rhythm. So I think, I do not quite remember. Let me check the map. Because there should be some stairs, sort of. But where are the stairs? Cohen comes from upstairs, essentially, and you can't actually get access to where he is until until you actually disrupt them. So I'm going to place a proximity mine here, and maybe another one just nearby, just to see what happens, and then let's have some fun. Actually, I really want to see if this works. Let's see if I play the piano. Okay, so if what happened there was I knocked the gramophone over, but if you play the piano, I think it also does it. So, Cohen is coming towards us. I'm hoping he comes out this door. He'll just walk straight into our proximity mine and boom. We can deal with these splices. There we go, that sounded good. There we go, lovely. Sander Cohen is down. So we have some quite nice, as you can see, we've actually maxed out our money right now. So, first thing you should do, if you kill Sander Cohen, obviously he was the one in Fort Frolic who was telling us to go around killing people and then taking pictures of their corpses to put into his art. If you take a picture of his corpse, you will get a trophy, I believe called Irony. I'm pretty sure, yes, we do get a trophy called Irony, which is just taking a picture of Sander Cohen's corpse. And then the other reason you want to head up here is, as I said, there is a power to the people station, so you get the chance to upgrade your weapons. And if you want to get the trophy, which, as we actually get a trophy also for finding Cohen's room, which is being able to head up here. You'll also notice that we got a key from Sander Cohen that allows you to unlock the his there was a very useful sort of, he's got a chest in Fort Frolic which was previously locked to us, and now it's no longer. So we'll get the machine gun kickback improvement. And now we will, as we get another trophy for 4 fully upgraded weapons, so 3 trophies in quick succession, as we continue to completely smash this game, if it must be said. Like, we are creaming this. So we've got both of the little sisters here, so now all it is for us to do is to head back to Artemis Suites and have the chance there to essentially proceed. If this is long range, we'll just see if we can't snipe some people. It should be worth noting that Enrage does not work on solitary targets. So you might think, oh, but you can just, you know, enrage one of these enemies. You can't. Okay, so glad I actually had all of that ammo left down there. As we see someone shooting me. From where? Or I walked into some fire. I don't know what happened there. So yeah, we've done pretty much everything here. So I think all that's left for us to do is to exit this area. Beautiful. Love it when you just get a quick 1-2 punch to kill them. Okay, so we'll just buy some things with the ammo that we have. And we will make our way through to Apollo Square and the second area here. So the second area is quite interesting. Essentially, there is the mainline story path, which is actually relatively short, which takes us to Cohen's Suchong's apartment, and that allows us to essentially finish off the area. There's also quite a long optional path, which I think has the next the final big daddy of the area, and also some audio diaries, maybe a gene tonic, maybe a power to the people station. Just really useful things that you shouldn't miss out on. Let's go into the swamp. So, here we go, Apollo Square. We have a fallen vending machine. We do not need to worry too much about that. So, this would be Diane McClintock? Yeah.
I was so angry when I came down here, but my God, I had no idea. There's armed men all over the place. I saw a woman climb over the fence trying to escape. One of Ryan's guards pointed at her and she lit on fire. Just like that. What's happening here?
So we see Diane's having her first sort of experience with splicers, not only splicers, but splicers from Ryan's side. So Ryan actually utilizing splicers, which is maybe something that she did not foresee him ever doing. We see another little sister, which means we can deal with this one in much the same way as we did the other one, which is spamming electric gel. Seeing as electric gel is just ridiculously overpowered against Big Daddy. And if we wanted to, well... Sweet, okay, Big Daddy is down. I need some... God, these splicers just take so much damage on them. They become a bit of a bullet sponge right now. Okay, you're dead. I think there was one more. Yep. Lovely, okay, you're down. Beautiful. Rosie gives me some steel screws, which is nice. We can rescue once more the little sister, which will give us our... Wait, did that not... Not entirely sure what happened there. I'm pretty sure I heard the music for the rescuing, but it didn't trigger. Do I get double dose of Abby? No, I don't. Okay, I was going to say, that would be...
Thank you.
Whatever happened there was not intentional. Okay, or it might just have been that I mistook the little sister for the, sorry, saving the little sister for the sound of the plasmid changing, but okay, so you... I hate these guys now. Where's he gone? I'm trying to circle round.
Oh yeah, so
Wait, what? You had a health kit? That's not allowed. Just set on fire. There you go. Yeah, this is not going to plan. I would love some steel bolts at some point. I'm running low on just basic crossbow ammo. So some steel bolts would be very much appreciated. As we get target dummy. Okay. What a shot. Perfect shot. Lovely. Are there two little sisters here? There are two little sisters here. Awesome. So, not being an idiot. I'm pretty sure I know how to search containers for loot again. I've been doing it like the entire of the way through. Okay, that sounds like a nitro. It is a nitro. Hello. Oh, I have no ammo. Okay. Not going to get a lot of chance to hack things, given that I don't have control of when I have plasmids. Okay, I do not know where that guy's gone. He's getting shot at, which is a good sign. About to say that's going to explode. There we go, finally. That took way too long. Okay, cool. So, yeah, so if we check the map here, essentially we're meant to turn right, well, down this right-hand path there and go up these flights of stairs in Artemis. And then we head to the bathysphere station, which is sort of midway down here. But if you continue along, you then hit Hestia, which is a different area. Now, obviously, we want access back to being in control of our plasmids. So we will do the Suchong area first. And then once we do that, I think we'll probably call this episode to an end.
Re-engineer your plasmids in the state containment for viewing. You'll just have to make do with what you have.
Ah, okay, so we can't actually re-engineer our plasmids. Which is rather interesting.
I bribed one of the gorillas at the gate to let me in. It's awful in here. To my right, I can see a dead woman lying in the street. Everybody just walking by her like she isn't there. But I noticed something spray painted everywhere. Atlas lives. I don't know what it means, but something tells me it's important to these people.
So as we see sort of Diane sort of entering this hive of support for Atlas in the war against Ryan, and she sort of sees it from their perspective. She sees sort of how destitute and how abysmal the conditions are there for these people, and she sympathizes with that. Despite obviously being primarily, you know, obviously associated with Ryan by being his girlfriend. Even though she knows that, well, at least, I think she at least suspects that he's not going to be entirely faithful, or not been entirely faithful. Is that a turret? Yes, it is a turret. Boom. And there's a camera. Can I hack it? Can. Just buy it that time because it's cheap. What we get now? Insect swarm, okay. Send the swarm of bees after this guy. Feel the power of the bees. Thank you. Cool. Let us goes down, we get another automatic hack tool, which means that I can just auto hack this health station. Sweet! Okay, so Artemis Suites, where Suchong, well, another one of Suchong's apartments was. Armor piercing bullets, we get telekinesis. Beautiful, okay, so bear that in mind that 2 clean electric buck hits actually take out these enemies with far more health than they should. We just got to be very aware of that camera there. So let's scoot round and hack this. Lovely, beautiful, really good. Again, obviously, could manipulate the. We could have, you know, had the alarm and then manipulated the security box. But again, just with our plasmid usage being, well, randomized, essentially, it's certainly more of a risk. I think I just launched that guy up onto the second floor, which is rather hilarious. We get some camera footage. There is a door here, which is open, so you can see just how bad things, like, the game just paints such a great, you know, image of how things look. Goodbye. That went actually very well. Did not see that gun turret there. Grenade launcher, proximity mine, frag grenades, eye wash station, grab the bandage, and drop. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything else in here in particular. It might be on the other side. Winter Blast, lovely. Some napalm. A U-invent, which we could well use, to be honest. Some more electric gel is always going to be good for us. How much electric gel do we have? 170, so yeah, more than enough. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's anything in this particular area just here. We should therefore head up to the next floor. So, we should soon hit Suchong's.
I will be gone.
God, please, God, thank you. Oh man, that's bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. Given that we can get so much electric gel right now, I think it's well worth us just spamming this. That is gonna... that's the lot 192 we need, so that is Suchong done.
Now you are having success. Suchong's blood should have no hope.
Okay, we have a good sort of defensive position here. As we get a trophy for breaking Fontaine's mind control, lovely. Essentially the end of this particular area. At least how they sort of deem it. I forgot that Suchong's area is pretty well defended. Yep, you can now be mine. Sweet. Okay, so that's worked really well. So I think we're pretty much done for this. We'll just finish off this particular flight of buildings, and then we'll call this episode to an end. But yeah, there's really not much more for us to do. Yep, Shrek. There we go, lovely. Sweet. Who the hell are you, and why the hell are you? That's you, your box will disable, lovely. That's what we want. We'll just leave what sounds like absolute carnage behind us. As we get Medical Expert 3, which means that our medkits will be even more effective. So always a good thing to get. I think that killed that guy. I would be surprised if it didn't. Massive explosion of fire and... Telly. There we go. Telekinesis. There we go. That's still the same Nitro Splicer that I couldn't kill before. He was alive for way too long. Oh, there's a turret. Always good to know before they start shooting it. You're now mine. Okay, so I think that is nearly everything. We've got the corpse there. Sort of. Okay, it looks like we've actually got one more floor to go up. Given that there is a trophy for doing so many, inventions, I think it's actually quite a good idea for me to just use a lot of the ammo that I can invent stuff with. Sorry, that I can invent, I mean. Oh, I didn't realize it would be one of those. That solid RPG turret there. We do not have a lot of health, which is worth me just being a little more cautious over. Oh damn, not one of you guys. That's not what we want. Yeah, you can get blown up by the turret then. I'll just anti-personnel round through you. I need you dead, thank you. You dead, good. Ooh, we are very low on health, so as soon as we get the chance, I will be purchasing a lot of healing items. Thankfully, we are still rich, which is good. That is something that is just not changing. We're just managing to find... There's almost always going to be enough money for you to sort of be able to keep on top of that. Okay, so I think, with that being the case, although we have this photo room, I think we'll be done. So what's going on in here? We've got a healing station, which I can probably take. We've got a safe I can hack, which gives us a couple of first aid kits. What more could you want? We can then... Thank you. It gave me 3 first aid kits just from that singular... health stations. That's awesome. So, a lot of film, but we can't use it because we're already maxed out, and there's no point in us having it because obviously the film that we have, we're already maxed out on. So, I think that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me on the next episode where we'll be hopefully finishing off this area. We obviously have broken Fontaine's mind control. We have a small area down below Hestia Chambers, so we'll go up through there, and then we'll hit the bathysphere and be able to make our way across to the final area. Before that, we might actually go back to Fort Frolic just so I can show you what's inside Sander Cohen's treasure chest. But I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will join me on the next.